My name's Alex. Last name's Dill, like the pickle. And I am 24 years old. I'll be 25 in November. I grew up in Delaware. It's the first state. Home of tax-free shopping and lots of chickens. And I moved here when I was 17 for college. Went to Marymount Manhattan College, a little baby college on the Upper East Side. I majored in English and, read a lot, played a lot, moved out of the dorms my junior year and lived on 96th Street for a while. Then I got into NYU for grad school after I graduated, obviously. And I moved downtown, and I've been downtown ever since. And downtown is just, I don't know, it's still a little ugly, but beautiful, and lots of cheap vegan food. And I can ride Sparkle Pony everywhere, and I don't have to worry about getting hit by cars. Sparkle Pony's my sparkly bike. She's bejeweled, bedazzled. She's my best friend. So this book that we have, it's called Venn Diagrams. It's important. And it's a poetry collection. And I grouped the poems into 3 categories. There are poems about love, poems about heartbreak, and poems about the space where those 2 things overlap. I wanted to kind of give readers some sort of organization. Plus, I really like Venn diagrams. I think that what resonates most, hopefully, is, it has to be love. Even when you're sort of feeling the opposite of it, it's because it's a counterpoint to a feeling that you once had. I don't know. I guess it's better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. The people that you will find in the book are certainly ex-lovers who shall remain nameless and anonymous. They should know who they are, but they probably won't care enough to read, so whatever. Thanks for the poems. You'll see poets. I allude to, let's see, the Stanley Kunitz reference. There's a villanelle that is blatantly a rip of Elizabeth Bishop that I wrote when I was in high school. The book is dedicated to Ken and Patricia, my mom and my dad, and if I had to aspire towards a kind of loving relationship, it would look a lot like theirs. My mom, Patricia Dill, she just turned 55. I hope she doesn't mind me saying her age. She shouldn't, because it's a accomplishment. She's been battling cancer for 12 years now. She's on round 3. She's done it all. She's done chemo, she's done radiation, she's had surgeries, and been a lot of really scary stuff. She is probably, she's the most amazing person I know. The most difficult time was after my first year in grad school, and she collapsed in our driveway and had a seizure, and I was in Tompkins Square Park when my dad called to tell me that had happened, and they found brain lesions and they were going to have to do full brain radiation. And a lot of the poems in the heartbreak section are really about that time. And it's not necessarily about romance and the kind of stuff that we all think of when we think of heartbreak. It's just about not really knowing how to get through the day because you're scared for this other person that you love more than anything in the whole world. And for a while I couldn't write, and I didn't really do much of anything except for lay in bed and stare at the ceiling. Getting through those days was not pretty. There was nothing graceful or dignified about the way that I got through that, which is not a secret. There are poems about it. I was drinking heavily and engaging in all kinds of self-destructive behavior, but she was the one on the table in the chair, so you just have to live with that fear, which sort of overtakes your whole body, and it's really heavy. And then at a point that you don't even realize, it starts to shrink away a little bit by little bit. She gets a little better, and she makes it, and it's a miracle. There's too much that's beautiful in the world to stay in the darkest spaces like that. So you just have to live there for as long as you need to live there, and then you have to make your way back into the light. Aspirations are to... I want to leave the world a little better than it was when I entered it. Well, I read a lot, obviously. Boring. I've also been a dancer my whole life, so I have a work-study at Broadway Dance Center. I'm a huge musical theater nerd. I have 2 musical theater tattoos, so I try to see as much theater as possible, which on my budget isn't a ton. And biking, urban biking with Sparkle Pony is my favorite hobby. Favorite book is The Great Gatsby, because F. Scott Fitzgerald can write the shit out of a beautiful sentence. It's ridiculous. He's perfect. Well, that book is perfect. I really like Pablo Neruda. Kind of sad and dark. And all the writers on Mad Men, because Mad Men's brilliant. And if I could write for a TV show, it would be for them. I don't know, I mean, when you first meet me, you know, I will probably mention theater and dance and poetry, and you'll probably think that I'm a little nutty given the tattoos and the hair and whatever. I hope people think that I'm positive and just crazy enough to be effective.